Turn up your sound system to the sound of Carlos Santana in the GMB Ghetto and Blues from the refugee camp.
Alright guys, Lazy Man here again. Hey, in my last video, I actually ran out of time, so I couldn't show you, how these grommets look in the motherboard tray. But anyway, as you can see here, they turned out pretty nice. By us doubling up with this foam, it actually sits flush with the motherboard tray, which gives it a nice look. And as you can see here, this 16-inch high dense foam is pretty resilient. It's not like a sponge or nothing. So when I run my cables through there, as you can see, it kind of springs back into place. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put the motherboard tray on and just mock up a couple cables to give you an idea. Alright, thanks. Alright guys, we're back. I went ahead and mocked up a few of the cables. As you can see, I ran about 4 SATA cables through the opening. And personally, I think that's a nice clean look. Let's take a look at the 24 pin. That looks pretty good. And then I went ahead and ran the 8 pin. I don't know if you can see that up there. Right there. So anyway, maybe it's a little overkill, but that's just the kind of guy I am, I consider myself somewhat of a perfectionist, maybe a little anal at times, but this is a personal build, so I have all the time in the world to finish this, and ideas pop up. I'm going to try to implement them. And that being said, I just want to let you guys know, I've had comments of people asking, wow, this computer is taking you a long time to build. Man, you've been working on this forever. Just so you guys know, just like everyone else, I have a regular job. I do put in a lot of hours. Then my family activities, come second, and then my computer building. Had this been a client build, we would have definitely, completed this in a timely manner, in a couple weekends or so. But being a personal build, I put a lot of thought, I put a lot of effort, and I'm in no rush to complete this. I'm fortunate enough, I have a couple other high-end builds, that I personally use on a daily basis. So, this one is, I'm not anxious to, of course I'm anxious to get it up and running and seeing how it works, but, in due time, it's like fine wine. It gets better with time. So anyway, guys, thank you. Alright guys, I'd like to show you what's coming up next. I had originally purchased this Nex fan controller, and unfortunately the blue LCD screen is not going to go with the Black Widow theme. So unfortunately I'm not going to be able to use that in this build. So I went ahead and picked up the Sunbeam Tech. This is the Rheobus Extreme, and again this thing comes with blue LEDs. I don't know what it is about blue, but these manufacturers are going to have to start being a little more versatile. Blue's getting so played out. I guess red's getting played out too, but they should give you an option of what color LEDs you'd like. And I know on some of the fan controllers you can, but on this one you were forced to get it with the blue LEDs. But looking in this, I don't know if you guys can see this, but down in there, if I take this apart, I think I can get in there and change all the LEDs to red. So I'm going to go ahead and be doing a video on this. We're going to have to sleeve that, and so that's coming up next. After that, I purchased a couple switches for my cold cathodes, and these are just push button switches. But anyway, these got to be wired and then sleeved and then installed. So that's after the Rheobus. The other thing I was looking at doing is on the V8, this fan here, the little red lights that come through these openings, to me just isn't quite bright enough. So I'm looking and replacing this fan here, but I did purchase another fan over here. Thermaltake, the 120 millimeter red LED fan, but the light, because of the black housing, the light is concentrated in the inside of the fan. And taking this one apart, I noticed that the LEDs, there's two LEDs in here, but they're attached to the fan, and they're directed to these openings. So that being said, this one here wasn't going to work because of that. So I'll have to look at another fan, maybe a clear housing, see if that illuminates, you know, enough light coming out of these. My only concern is that with a clear housing, you know, it's going to illuminate a lot of light. So we'll probably purchase one, see how it looks, and, you know, we'll go from there. So anyway, what else do I got to do? Oh, and then coming up, whether I get this installed and do cable management first, but I was going to do a thermal compound comparison. What we have, I went ahead and purchased some Arctic Silver 5, which has always been my longtime favorite. But I'm going to, on this one, as you guys know, I went with the Zalman Super Grease. The temps, you know, I at idle, they're running about 36 degrees Celsius, so it's not bad. But I would like to compare that with the Arctic Silver 5. Then we're going to use the liquid metal, and then I have OCZ freeze. So between those four, we're going to see which one is supreme. So anyway, guys, as you can see, I have a mess going on in here. You know, this used to be my wife's sewing room. I took it over, and you know, I didn't have enough room in my computer room to do these mods, so she's been gracious enough to let me, until I get my garage converted, you know, move the car out and convert it to a shop, then this is what I'll have to do. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
She remind me of a West Side Story, growing up in Spanish Harlem.